Well, this is part 2 of my radio install from yesterday. It got late last night, 10 or 10:30. I had to quit. I ran into issues. First off, I want to show you this. This was a rat nest that was up inside the dash behind the radio. They had ate through some of the wiring in here and in the van. And let me get in so I can show you the van. The things still all took apart. I've got to do a little trim work to get this JVC radio built back into the dash. It's a little bit too tight to fit through in there. I got to scrape down some plastic to get it in. But anyway, I ended up having to tape up. There was 3 wires and they're sparking. My friend was laughing his ass off at me because I'm there. I got my hand in the dash and the sparks are flying. It's like 4th of July fireworks, and he's out there just laughing his ass off at me because they're going, ah, you know, freaking out because all these sparks are flying. I had 3 bare wires that the rats had ate into, and actually it was, what it was, see, I had a new cigarette lighter socket installed, okay, by the shop, but they didn't catch the old wires that were left in there from the old lighter socket, and they were frayed from the rat chewing, and they were touching the frame in there and causing these sparks. But thank goodness for the rat nest, I think, that kept it insulated all this time, to kept it from grounding out in there. I'd have probably had a big, major, massive fire. And anyway, I'm trying to turn on
cereal, Tide liquid detergent, Cheez-It snack crackers, and more.
Listen,
you can use your coupons.
I've still got 3 more speakers to hook up,
and you can download another great coupon.
but it has good sound coming out of the ones that are wired up so far.
And restrictions apply. Visit Kroger.com for details.
But anyway,
Fresh food, low prices.
let me turn this down a little bit. Okay, I've got it turned up a little too loud. Can't hardly hear.
It's right around the corner.
But yeah, it's a really good JVC. Has all kind of and now what's weird about it is this JVC, okay, it has a CD player in it, but you have to push, look, you have to push this and drop this door down to get in here to put your, and then when you put the CD in, it sucks it right in and closes up. But I couldn't get the CD part to work yesterday, so I've got to work on that today and wire up 3 speakers that are not wired up yet. I've got 5 speakers total, I think, in here. But anyway, I just wanted to let you see what I've got to do here today is down, see that little hole? I've got to scrape a little bit of that plastic down so that this new radio will slide into this hole. So I've got to whittle that down just a little bit, maybe a little on both sides, just a little bit, and then the radio will slide back into its hole to where I can get this crazy dash piece thing here, see it, put back in to cover it up. It'll hold it in once I get that in there. And I think I'm also going to run, I'm going to run a separate external ground. I'm going to put a screw in it somewhere and run a piece of wire and ground an external ground to it. But I had to tape up, the antenna wire was chewed on. I had wrapped tape around it because all this is laying on a metal frame in there, and it's anything. So I went through every wire last night. So I found 3 wires, and I put screw caps on them, cut them off, trimmed them off, screwed the screw caps so they can't no longer ground out against anything. Because then they're there if I ever do need another hot in the ground for anything. Let's say if I want to hook up a, you know, what do you call that, to make your sound go really, really loud. Anyway, I've got extra wires up in there. The ones I cut off and taped up, they still work. It's just I've got to dig them back and put some extension wire on there, make them long enough to come out and reach anything. And this thing has a wire, see it right there? You can hook up subwoofers with those wires right there, external subwoofers. And I've got this other thing I wanted to try to hook up, which I might use those other hot wires before I finish this project. It's going to end up being a 2 or 3 day project, but I have a, let me see if I can get it on here. This is one of those things that you can put your thumb drives in and your SD cards and run your own music through it and have it come out your speakers through the radio sound. And I'm not sure what it is, but anyway, I've had it for a while, but it's a Vision, XD Vision, whatever. But anyway, I want to try to wire that in. I just don't know where I'm going to mount it in, unless I remove this ashtray thing that I really don't use. See this ashtray thing here? It's old and cruddy. But I'm thinking if I take that completely out, I can mount this down below here and have them both working. I just will have to turn one on at a time, or I'll have sound playing over sound, which isn't good, which won't sound very good for anything. So anyway, and this is my, see, this is my dash cover. I'm covering my dash in this camo material, so it matches my steering wheel cover, which is camo. I'm camoing the inside of the dash. There's my camper. But that speaker playing is this one out of this door over here. Oh, and I did get my blower working. My blower working. The fusible link was fried, burnt, melted. Anyway, I cut it out, put a new one in, and now my blower works. And that switch right there, I only have 1 speed, but the blower works. Flip it on, and I got air blowing, you know, in here. The other day I ran into issues. It was raining. My dash was fogging up. I couldn't see out of it, and the blower wouldn't come on to clear it. And I was driving down the road trying to wipe the dash with napkins and rags and things, and having this really hard time with it. This is an old van. It's a late model 95, 96. And I've got some of the stuff taken off. That's my starter button there to start with. But anyway, see, I've got this speaker here. See the wire? Okay, well, I've got 2 more of these. I've got to run these wires and connect them up today. If it doesn't rain, it's supposed to rain again. Oh, and I got these really cool, these are, whatever you call these, let me see here. These are accordion sunshades, and I bought these cheapy ones because I'm going to cut these, and I'm going to use some 3M tape, and I'm going to be able to tape up these windows here and the ones in the back and cover them with this to keep the heat out, and also keep people from peeping into my van. I still do need to put up a curtain in here. See, I've got the ceiling insulated, but I'm gonna put a curtain across here where they can't see into the back area. And I've got a windshield cover thing for the front, but I don't really like it. It's not big enough. But anyway, my best friend, my old faithful wire cutters, wire snappers, wire crimpers, and my little bag of tools, and this little jar here with all my little things in it. I use the heck out of these. And so anyway, so this is that little, see the little yellow looking wire nut cap thing? That's what I put over those wires. I twisted them down really tight so it quits sparking the sparking fireworks. And I've got there's my dog food, my case of bottled water. This is my little fan I run in here to circulate air. And I'm gonna go around to the side door because I wanted to show you I got a new present for myself while I was out doing some shopping yesterday to get ready for my trip to head down to California. So anyway, let me go around here. I've got my shade cloth and got me some poles to prop it up on one end. I'm going to fasten it to the camper, but this is my big refrigerator. I have a refrigerator in here, and it's kind of cluttered up in here right this moment because I've got to reorganize again. That's my kitty litter for my cats. But I got me an air conditioner, and I have a generator, a small one that I can carry with me. Very, very small. Oh, this is my, what do you call that? Pop-up shower tent to put my poop bucket in so I can poop in private. Anyway, but this is, I've got to reorganize this again. I've been buying materials again so I can fix up. But that's my cabinet that's going to get framed in eventually, bolted into the wall and framed in. And then I have got a new stack of tarps. Oh, and I had to buy a bunch of this generator's 2 cycles, so I had to buy a bunch of that stuff to do that with. And of course, you got to have your meow mix for the cats to eat. And see, I have to carry I've got their water and food, and I got their place to sleep and all that. And then I got tools. I got stuff in here I've got to reorganize. That's my bag of clothes I've been kind of living out of, and my walking stick and all that jazz. But I just wanted you to see how I got my refrigerator in here. Oh, these are my poles to hold my shade cloth up with. But anyway, this refrigerator is pretty big. See inside how tall it is? I have to get a bigger inverter. My inverter is only 400 watts, and it will not run this refrigerator, because this is a bigger one than I have in the camper. And I need this bigger one so I can keep milk and stuff in it. But anyway, I'm going to get a bigger inverter. Probably a 1,000 watt should run it fine. Plug in the cigarette lighter, and I can run all the little things in the van with it. Just the one I've got's too small. But this is my carpet. I put plywood on the floor, and then I glued this flat carpet over the top of that, so it's really good and cushiony. And I've just got some carpet laid down in there for the padding underneath the stuff for the animals. And you can't really see this, but that's my bed, my nice comfy bed mattress. Anyway, I have my bed in here. And I don't know if you can see back there all the clothes hangers, but I've got a closet rod goes all the way across. And this thing here has got to be folded up. They're supposed to fold up or spring loaded, and you twist them around, and I can't get it folded back up. But anyway, eventually I'll get it folded back up and crammed in here. And then I've got my roll of carpet to lay out and put in front of my camper to keep dirt from getting tracked in. That's my patio rug, or whatever you want to call it. And I have a one of those awning things I'm going to put up on it so I can set my chairs under it to keep out the sun. Oh, I don't know what else to show you here. I'm not quite finished insulating my ceiling. When I get all that finished, I'll be paneling all that in. And then the front part is, I'm gonna camo color that too to go with the dash. I'm gonna get some more material and camo that with the material. I use spray glue and spray it on, stick it down. That sun visor, something's wrong with it. It won't stay up. I've tried, see the little white pieces? That's Velcro. It will not stay up with Velcro. I think what I'm going to do is just put a couple of screws in it, because I don't really pull it down anyway. And I'm gonna camo it, cover it with camo material, and then I'm gonna just push it up and screw it to the ceiling and leave it lay. But yeah, I haven't really took my new generator out of the box yet. It came with a pretty neat thing though. This thing here, you can plug it up and clip this to the battery, and then I can keep the batteries charged to the camper with this generator. And then I can run the air conditioner through my inverter in the camper because my inverter's big enough. It's 2,500 watt. So I've got that down to a science. And see, this speaker here is not working because, see all this wire? Anyway, this has to be wired in. See, anyway, I've got that one to wire in. And I'm not sure if this... Okay, you can hear these in the back working. But see these windows here, this is where I'm going to put the some of that sunshade. I'm going to cut those a little bit bigger than the windows and fasten those up to keep out the sun, keep people from looking in, you know, things. I ran this thing through the car wash. It came out pretty clean, but it still didn't clean the top like I wanted it. I don't know. You can't really see it. But I'm still going to have to clean because it didn't clean it good like I wanted it. See, it's still kind of funky. Got that pollen, whatever, up on it. Tree pollen. But yeah, this is what my door looked like after I got this speaker in. And I've got the wire here. Of course, this one has to be wired in. And the one on the other side. And the one inside this other door over here. So that's, let's see, one... That one works, those work. That one doesn't work. Oh, this one. Two. Let's see. Yeah, I've only got 2 speakers to wire in. I had to stop and think. Sorry about that. But anyway, this is the, I used one of the old speakers here because it still worked. And so I kept the better one of the 2 and wired it in there. And it's gonna, anyway, it's gonna make do. So, but I'm really happy that I'm gonna have my air conditioning in my camper and my little generator to keep the batteries charged in case I run out of battery power until I can get more batteries from my battery bank. I've only got 2. And this is my dog's leash, one of them, for when I have to keep him on his leash. So anyway, I'm gonna shut this up and shut this off, and I will do another video after I finish all the wiring and get the whole thing hooked up and figure out what is wrong with the CD player. Now, I haven't tried it since I got rid of that short. That short could have been causing it to not work. It could have been that CD I put in. Not any good. I may need to get another. I was going to try a different CD. But, yeah, the old van, it's coming along really good. Like I said, it's an old model. When I bought it, the motor, transmission had been redone. And then I put, of course, these big Gigantua brand new freaking hoo-ha tires on there, which sets it up really high off the ground. And I don't know why my gas tank thing that was scratched up like that when I got it. I'm going to have to put some stuff on there to cut that rust down, scrape it down, maybe put a little paint on it. Oh, and I got my mud flaps on, because last road trip I was throwing rocks and they were hitting the side of the, coming around the side of the camper, putting dents in my camper. So I put some mud flaps on here. I've been really working trying to get this stuff done so I can get out of here and get on the road. And I also flipped my hitch over. I had it going up. This van set so high off the ground that I had to turn the hitch thingy over and drop it down. So I'm trying to get the camper to pull level. Yeah, see, Econoline 250, 3/4 ton. Big gas sucking sucker. Anyway, oh, I know what else I got. I can show you. The rat's nest. Oh, and it's all over out here. I mean, it was just a big pile of it. It was huge. It took me a couple of hours to pull all that out of there. I got the air aired up in my camper. Oh, and I'm making this, I got to put my plug-ins on here today and clean this wash this wire off a little bit, but it's pretty heavy wire. Let's see. What I'm doing with this is I'm putting a male plug on each end, and it's going to be able to plug in down here where this is power cord going into the regular electric right now. But when I get these on, I'm going to be able to plug that into here, and the one on the inside will plug into the inverter, and I can run the entire camper on the solar. But I'm going to show you. I got the spare tire thing re-welded, and now it's up off the ground. Let's see if you can see. It's not on the ground like it was, and then of course when I hook onto the hitch, it'll come up off the ground even more. But this is my new doodad, a lock thing to go in my tongue hole, so nobody can hook onto my tongue and pull me away in the middle of the night. I got that locked on there. Oh, and I got new battery locks too for the batteries. I want to show you the batteries here while I have you here. Okay, this is my battery bank, and I'm gonna be replacing these with some little bit larger batteries, and I got the new battery hold down things I can lock. I'm gonna fix it where I can lock it down where my batteries can't get stolen. But I've got these wired all together as one 12-volt battery, and I can't show you my solar panels because they're up on the very top of my thing. Oh, and I'm gonna be traveling with my new friend, my tomato plant, and so hopefully I'll be able to grow tomatoes. And I'm bringing some flower starts out of my yard so that I can have flowers all around my little camp area. I've got all different kinds of stuff here. I've even got blackberries in there if they root. I'm not sure if they're going to root, but there's just all kinds. And this is, look at that. It'll get a big flower on top of it. That's my spice. It's called spice, and I have 2 of those. And I put some other plants in there with it just to give it a little garden area till I get where I'm going and get these planted properly. But yeah, these grow on a root system. They come back up year after year after year. And they kind of sort of look like a cannabis leaf when they come out. But it's not a cannabis. It gets a great big gigantic beautiful pink flower on the top about maybe 3 times a year. And I just think they're pretty. And of course I've got water jugs and water jugs and water jugs in my cases to carry. I'm going to fill them after I get there. Oh, and I'm bringing my swimming pools. I've got this one, and underneath of it I got a pink one. So I can have one for the animals and one for me to set in for a cool pool. And I still haven't went through everything. All that stuff under that tarp is food. I'm not going to be able to carry all my food. I'm just not going to be able to. I'm going to have to cut down the food. Anyway, this is some boards that I bring with me. These are 2x6 boards, and I'm actually going to cut those down, make my smaller blocks to level my camper with, which I have stuff sitting on it right now, so it's not any good. And there's got another tarp. I've got more tarps out here. Tarps, tarps, tarps. Oh, and I got a cover for the washing machine. My renter gave me an old gas grill cover that he wasn't needing anymore. And see, it's got a nice little handle on here that you can lift it up. But underneath here is my washing machine that I bring with me, so I'm able to wash my clothing. And this is my, of course I take these down when I travel, but this is my mop and broom to keep my floors clean with, that I stick on the outside so they're not inside in the way. And there's the new door. Got the new door on. I don't know if I ever got to show you a proper video of the new door. And I didn't know it till a while, but it has 2 locks. It has a deadbolt and a regular lock. Took me a 2 or 3 days leaving here, locking one lock, not realizing I could lock the deadbolt as well. And then, of course, this is the other side of it. Let me see. I'm going to open it back. I've got a little latch right here that and I've got to redo that. It doesn't hold very well. It was made for the old door, and I'm going to reconstruct it to work with this new door. So this is the new door, and then you can take the, hang on a minute. Well, just a second. Okay, now you can slide this little thing closed, and once you shut the screen door, oops. Anyway, this is screen door. Keeps all the bugs and things out. Oh, and I put this extra thick, heavy thing on here. I'll show you this, because my cats will tear that screen out in a quickness. Hang on a minute. Let me get this door back. I got to refix that thing. That's got to be redone. But anyway, I have a window in my door now, even though you really can't see out of it. But that's the new door. And of course, I did all this myself. I've still got some cleaning after the storms to get my outside of the camper cleaned again. But I wanted to show you here. Here's the problem I was having, and I still have not been able to put the striker plate back on because it won't work. I had to remodify this because when I got it, the deadbolt wouldn't lock. But anyway, see these little latches here? This is holding on this protective screen that keeps the cats from clawing up my screen wire. And where I had to cut it off to make it fit, which that's the only way, they said, the company says, oh, we can't make them all different sizes. So I had to figure out a way to cut the side off, and then I glued it in with silicone so the cats can't pull it out. And so now it's really protected, see, from the regular screen, which is on this side, which is just screen. I need one to go over this outside too, because they will scratch that one up if I'm not careful. So I will get that later on and put that on. And then, like I said, this little doodad here opens and closes. You have to have it open if you shut both doors. So, but anyway, and that keeps all the bugs out of the house. Yeah. Yeah, I had already put on this new vent. I did not get the one with the electric motor. Let me crank it up here and show you. But anyway, I don't see the need that I'm going to need that electric fan. I've got fans, small fans, and all kinds of fans in here. I really haven't done anything inside here but make a mess lately. Some clothing. I've had to change clothes. My friend spilled his drink all over me last night, so I was soaked down, so I had to come in and change clothes. And I got stocked up on my tobacco, and oh, I got these really neat things here. These are so cool. I got me a bug zapper, but this is and I don't know if these work. These are rechargeable, and they are mosquito hitting swatters. And I'm gonna hopefully I can swat the mosquitoes and zap them and keep them off of me. I got 2 of those. They had them on sale for $3 and something over at this hardware store I bet I shop at, a local one. And let's see here, I'll show you this little, this one will plug in, have to run on the solar because it's an electrical one. But I got a mosquito killer, a little small one, to get rid of, keep flies, mosquitoes, and things from eating me up when I'm out there in the bad area. Anyway, I've got a few things up here. Oh, I bought seeds. Seeds. We got, let's see here. Okay, we got lettuce and more tomatoes seeds. And we got bell peppers and yellow squash. This is going in my garden. I got some spinach and some broccoli and Anyway, I still got to get some cantaloupe and watermelon seeds and some stuff like that. But anyway, I'm trying to put this back up here where I've got to rearrange all this stuff here because I didn't get my doors made. There's some things I'm not going to get done before I leave. I'll have to do them later. And then this is my security system in here. And this is a dash cam that I use for my security system inside the camper. Kind of neat. But anyway, let's see, there's my big 2500 watt pure sine wave inverter. And I changed out this box the other day to see if it's going to work any better than the other one. I'm not sure. The controller, this is supposed to be MPPT. I don't think it is. They slap that label on there, and half the time they're not true MPPT. And oh, and I got these little leveler things I'm going to put on the camper so that when I set up and I'm level, I'm going to put one on each side so I can tell when I'm level. So I'm not sleeping cockeyed like I am now, one end up and one end down. And oh, this here, I found the drain plug to drain my water tank. And it's way up under there where it's hard to get to. So I got this extra tubing, and I'm going to run it longer outside the camper so I can get to it when I need to drain it. And then I got these. These are, what do you call them? Battery hold-down tray things to secure my batteries in their little battery holder. I got a couple of those. And yeah, see, these are what I have to put on the ends of that cord. The other end of it's in here, and I've got it close. So once I get these on, I plug one end into this inverter. The other end goes in the power outlet and on the outside of the camper. And then I have my whole camper will be running off of my solar. And this thing here goes in my gas can that I had to buy to mix the stuff up for that generator. And I got another little doodad here to hook down a third battery, because I do need to buy one more battery. I need at least 3 batteries in my bank. I will add more solar and more batteries on as time goes by. And of course, you have to have this right here. This is Gatorade, makes 6 gallons. And it's the, anyway, it has the electrolytes in it. I got the orange because I'm gonna, I like orange. And, oh, another jar of mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise. I think that's about it for all the updated stuff. And, of course, there I am, Guy Fawkes. You know I'm with Anonymous. Oh, I didn't show you my Anonymous necklace either. I have an Anonymous necklace hanging over here. This is my Guy Fawkes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm big on my Anonymous group that I'm with. Anyway, I'm gonna, let me grab a cigarette. And we're gonna walk outside because look here. Oh, look here at this. Look here. The cat. He's sleeping. That's little monkey. He's the one that got run over with his mangled up back legs. But he's fine now. He just walks a little funny. But he's so cute. And he comes in and sleeps during the day. And he hunts mice at night. And we're going to go outside again. One more thing here. It's been raining. Everything is so muddy.